What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match, and Barcelona beat Leganes by 1-0. Yet another jammy performance from Barcelona. Very same to Betis last week. Two back-to-back games where it's been tough for Barcelona. We've looked tired, we've looked leggy, but we've gotten out there and we've gotten the result on this occasion. Huge win for La Liga, which hopefully will bring us one step closer to the title. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen for you right now. It was Wojciech Szczesny in goal, a back four of Jules Koundé, Ronda Araujo, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde, a midfield three of Eric Garcia, Pedri, and Fermin Lopez, a front three of Lamine Yamal, Robert Lewandowski, and Rafinha, of course, from that midweek game in the Champions League. Two rotations from the Gala 11, both Cubarsí and Frenkie de Jong drop out of the XI, and Eric Garcia and Araujo both come in. Now, the only goal scored in this match was scored by an own goal by Jorge Sanz, the center-back for Leganes. First, he was worked down the left-hand side where Gerard Martin's trying to slip a pass into Pedri. Poor pass from him, wins the ball back immediately. The ball bounces back to Rafinha running down the left-hand side. Bit of a counter as Leganes thought they were going to progress forward with that misplaced pass by Gerard Martin. Rafinha whips in a great ball forward. It was going to make it to Lewandowski, but the defender made the interception, but the interception went into his back of his own net, gave Barcelona, of course, a 1-0 lead in the absolutely crucial, vital 3 points. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm giving it an average 6 out of 10 as expected. Very similar, of course, to the match against Betis. The main, task coming to this game, get the 3 points, get the hell out of there. I've been pretty accurate, of course, with my last 4 predictions in our last 4 games. I said before the game this was going to be tough, it was going to be hard, and I could see Barcelona only win this game by 1 goal, 1-0, 2-1, something like that. And in the end, that came to fruition. This game was very easily predictable. Barcelona traveling, of course, 2 days after the game against Dortmund on Wednesday, and he went fairly strong for it because he knows how important the league games now are coming forward. Only 2 changes where maybe you want to maybe see 3 or 4 after a big game like this in such a quick turnaround. Leganes is such a dogfight kind of team. They perform well against the teams that are much better than them, the top teams, and against the teams that are equal level to them, they tend to drop off a big long way. They've of course beaten Atletico Madrid. They've already beaten us this season as well. So this game was crucial for that league title race. Of course, last time we had Betis, Dortmund, Leganes all back to back. We lost to Leganes, we beat Dortmund, we drew to Betis. This time we've beaten Leganes, we've beaten Dortmund, and we drew to Betis, so a better record, still undefeated in 2025, and credit where it's due for the team. I understand the performance wasn't that great. The final third today was absolutely diabolical. I don't know if we had a shot on target in this game. Of course, apart from the goal, which I don't think was count as a shot on target because it went in off the own defender. In the final third today, we were dreadful, and what pissed me off the most about this game is our distribution of the ball. Overhit, underhit, not being accurate. Once we, have something going, a play, nice little 1-2 play between center backs and midfielders, whether it be Koundé, Frenkie, Eric, whatever, we want to, of course, progress forward on the counterattack. That extra pass to make it, completely flow was always off. Whether it was Pedri, whether it was Fermin Lopez, whether it was Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, Rafinha, all their passes in this game was woeful, and it stopped us so many times from catching Leganes on counterattacks and progressing in transition to get another goal to provide us with the extra cushion. We were, of course, on the ropes a lot of times in this game. They had 2 good chances in this game that they couldn't convert, of course, one of them being offside, but we could have had more goals in this game if our movement in the final third was much more accurate, and it was piss poor today. We defended the game pretty well. Again, holding possession and progressing the ball forward was all over the place. It was very poor, and in the final third day, it was abysmal. We had to just absolutely dogfight this game, which of course we end up doing in the end. But again, games like this where it goes against the Barcelona style of play, goes against Barcelona's approach in terms of how to play a match, it's always difficult. Players get in your head, they're rolling around, diving left, they were diving all over the place. Again, it's in that first half and a lot of the second half as well, but Barcelona read it. They also started to dive as well, waste time on the clock. Fair play went out the window because they didn't give us the ball after Rafinha got injured. Shout out to Munir, you absolute freaking twat. But in the end, we got in their heads as well, as much as they probably got in our heads a little bit, and we managed to nick the result. This result, we'll be looking back on this result if we do win the league, hopefully in May, as this being that final step, that extra, motivation to push us forward. This win was absolutely monumental, especially after dropping points against Betis last weekend, and now we'll hopefully see Alaves get a result against Madrid tomorrow. And again, now the pressure's on Madrid not to win this game tomorrow. They have to beat Arsenal and come back in the Champions League as well, so now we're piling on the pressure on our title rivals as well. Monumental, crucial win for Barcelona in this game. Despite that though, team performance definitely an average 6 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. Spoiler already, but we're going to start, of course, with the goalkeeper, Wojciech Szczesny in goal. I've given Szczesny an 8 out of 10 and my man of the match. I thought Szczesny today was, of course, brilliant, got a clean sheet, but we have to talk about that save in the opening first 10 minutes of the game, which kept Barcelona alive. That 1v1 save from Ultima shot after Raba cooked Inigo out wide on the left hand side for pace. Now, technically pulled that shot, the cross back, free open shot from Altamira, and a world-class save by Tech. Distribution today was fantastic. His run outs were fantastic as well. Reading the game very well, getting those headers away from Inigo, from Gerard Martin, controlled the box so well. Yet another world-class performance from him. He's got to be in the conversation now as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, especially in 2025. He's performing absolute miracles in between the sticks. Very impressed with him yet again. Passed a few kidney stones over the last week. Thankfully, he got those through system very well, because without him, we would have been cooked. Generational performance again from Fumador in goal. 8 out of 10 for me and my man of the match. And instead of partnership in front of him, of course, we're going to start off on the left-hand side with Inigo Martinez. 7 out of 10 from me. I thought Inigo in this game was overall okay. Of course, got cooked by Raba to create that first chance. I felt like he was a bit sloppy when he was caught out of position. I think on the ball he was okay. Early he was okay. I felt like there were a lot of moments he got caught out on, counterattacks from Leganes. He was kind of, shifting left and right. I think he held the line pretty well in this game. So overall for me, it was an average kind of performance from Inigo. It's still a very good performance, but I hold Inigo to a very high rank now. So was going to give him a 6 out of 10. But that tackle in the 9th minute on Munir. Munir was taking that shot from distance. I think he had a pretty clear view of goal, and he probably would have scored that on Szczesny, because I think Munir just had some sort of juju against us. That tackle from Inigo was world class. I thought it was going to be like a red card kind of tackle, which I think would have been the correct move at the time to save Barcelona 3 points. And he doesn't need to play against Celta Vigo or Mallorca. I mean, I'm okay with that. But the tackle was absolutely world class. In front of Munir, gets all the ball, takes a little bit of Munir out afterwards, and regains possession. Phenomenal title-winning tackle by Inigo. For that reason, I've given an extra rating up from a 6 to a 7. I think overall his game was okay, but that last second tackle is why you have elite mentality warriors on your pitch from minute 1 to minute 90. Inigo has been one of the best center backs in the world this season, and this performance again proves it, where he plays okay, big moments, big occasion, he is there to save his team. 7 out of 10 for me. Sublime. Center part, of course, right hand side was Ronald Araujo, the captain on the day. I've given him an average 6 out of 10. Of course, was hooked at halftime. I think more so for a tactical substitution than based on his performance. Again, defensive wise, he was okay. Had some good challenges in behind. Just on the ball, he's just so wank. My God. I think the problem with Araujo's style as a defender is coming on in big games, coming on in games. And we could have brought him on like the last 20 minutes for this game. That would have been perfect. I think his level to start games is against those kind of middle teams in La Liga. Osasuna, Mallorca, Sociedad, Villarreal. Those kind of teams that are good and can cause problems for Barcelona, but are not heavily reliant on passing out from the back and on individual ability. Araujo gave the ball away so many times. I mean, his passing is just woeful for a level center back at Barcelona. I don't know how the hell he's still here. But again, 1v1 defending, he's obviously world class, but just on the ball, he is just terrible. And we needed way more ball progression in that game. And since him and Eric were both very poor on the night in terms of ball progression, I think that's why Flick made that sacrifice at halftime. But overall for Araujo, average 6 out of 10. Don't think he was terrible, but his passing needs some serious work. Into the fullbacks now. First and left hand side, Alejandro Balde. We have no injury update as of now. I'll update you guys tomorrow in my news video. I think he'll be out for about 2 or 4 weeks. The fact that he went down, didn't get up, because when he went down, made the challenge, the ball was still in play, and Araujo looked a bit hesitant to go get the ball because he thought Balde would get up and go clear it. He stayed down the floor. That looks like a hamstring pull in my opinion, so I'm thinking 2 to 4 weeks out. I think he's definitely out of the Copa del Rey final in 1.5 weeks time, which is of course a huge blow. On the performance, I mean, average 6 out of 10. Only played, I think, about half an hour, 35 minutes. Didn't really get on the ball too much. I think defensively he did okay. There's a lot of long balls from Leganes coming in on his side, which he wasn't really handling too well. That left-hand side looked quite open a lot. We need what's his name? Eric Garcia to come help that side a lot, with Pedri being the main player on that side. Inigo, of course, was helping there, then getting pulled out of position. So that left-hand side was a bit sus of the whole game. I think Balde individually wasn't too bad, but hopefully his injury isn't serious. He did watch the game in the bench for the second half, which hopefully is a positive sign, but we'll see the test results later on, probably tomorrow in Barcelona morning, so we'll see. But average 6 out of 10 for me in this game for him. Right back, of course, other fullback, Jules Koundé, 7 out of 10 for me. Brilliant performance from him, and yet again, why? Because maybe today he was focused on the defensive aspect of the game. I think he defended very well. I think maybe the headband gave him a bit of magic. I don't know who, what, when, where, why, how with that, but I think that he still overall played a fantastic game. Again, defensively, had that, of course, shot in the first half that could have maybe potentially been the opening goal in this game. Apart from that, didn't really have too many actions. Again, he barely went on any overlaps with Jules Koundé with Lamine Yamal. But I think, yeah, defensive aspect of the game, defended very well, got a great header. He was doing a lot with those long balls from Dimitrovic in goal and winning those headers, clocking down that right-hand side quite well, blocking crosses and, cut through passes as well. So I think he defended very well in this game and didn't really have to go forward. That's why his rating is bolstered more than usual. But 7 out of 10 for Jules. Good defensive performance from him. In the midfield now, firstly with Eric Garcia in the pivot. Of course, played the second half, 40 minutes in the second half as center back. Give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he played well overall. Then that first half was just diabolical from him in the attacking aspect. I'll talk about this when we talk about Flick's rating, but I don't want to highlight the substitution too much. But in that first half, defensively, Eric Garcia was doing very well, winning ball back, helping intercept, helping double team with Pedri and Balde on that left-hand side. But progressing the ball forward, he was absolutely wank. Misplacing passes, overhitting passes, his passes not being completed as well. It came to a point where in the last 5-10 minutes of the half, he was just passing it back to Araujo and Inigo every time. Maybe he'll give it to Pedri through the middle if Pedri was open. But his ball progression today, those runs in the midfield that he attempted as well, all completely failed. But when he went to center back in the second half, solid performance again. His passing off of the back then was fine, looked a bit more comfortable as well. I think he defended very well this game. He won, I think, the majority of his duels as well, both airily on the ground. So again, defensive after the game, I thought it was very good performance from Eric. Just in that first half when he was playing in midfield, the progression, the passing was terrible. But overall, decent performance from him. 7 out of 10 from me. The other pivot, of course, was Pedri. I've given Pedri an average 6 out of 10. Again, he didn't, struck the wall of light in this game. I think he controlled tempo very well in the second half, but his passing today was very poor. Overhitting passes, underhitting passes. That chance in the 9th minute, he should have scored as well. I think it was from the whole team. That's why I don't want to go in on Pedri too much, but again, his passing today, in terms of, distribution, the final third and transition, was poor. I think he defended very well, had a few interceptions, controlled the tempo pretty well. He'd get, press, of course, and he just makes it look easy and just dances around the defenders to beat the press. But again, that final phase, that final third, he wasn't up for it today, unfortunately, but not a terrible performance, so I will give him an average 6 out of 10. Final midfielder, of course, in the 10 was Fermin Lopez, who I've also given a 6 out of 10, but I think now, I'm not saying it's a harsh 6 out of 10, but I thought he had a good game. I thought he, created chances, got stuck into areas, was getting into the right moments. But in those moments, my problem with him in this game was he was so poor. There was 2 opportunities for him where he got long balls, I believe for either Pedri or someone on the left-hand side. And he had 2 opportunities to cushion headed it back to Robert, who was clear on goal, no defenders around him, and he headed both of them on target. He attempted 2 headers at goal, which both were off target. That for me was very poor. Of course, that chance that he had as well, where he danced around 3 players in the box, couldn't even put the shot on target. His passing as well in the final third was absolutely woeful, but I think he defended well, got into space, helped create dummy runs for the make space for his teammates. That he got into good areas as well, but just that final production in this game was just way off for Fermin today. So overall, average 6 out of 10. You can definitely maybe give him 6.5 or 7, maybe not lower than a 6, but I think an average 6 is a fair score for him. Into the wingers now. First, Lamine Yamal on the right-hand side, average 6 out of 10. Just really didn't get into the game. Wouldn't say he played poorly, but I just think he failed to, grow into this kind of game. And now, with that being said, should we have just left him on the bench for this game? I don't know, but you think with Lamine Yamal, you have that spark, but again, with him, it wasn't there at all. He, every time he got the ball and he wanted to, find a pass, he'd either take his time, take too slow, and then he'd just reset the play back to Eric or Pedri or Frankie. Just really never got into the game. And again, like everyone else, very, very slow in the final third in terms of his passing and decision making. All overhit passes, underhit passes, blocked passes. Just a frustrating evening. Wouldn't say he was terrible in this game. We just really couldn't grow into it. So average 6 out of 10 from me. Other winger, of course, was Rafinha, who I would be giving a 7 out of 10. You're probably thinking, why is Rafinha getting a 7 out of 10? Why is Rafinha's performance better than Lamine? For 2 reasons. One, put the cross in for the own goal as well. A great cross as well. Great awareness from him to, predict that Gerard Martin could have won the ball back. Secondly, for that tackle just before halftime in the first half. Madre mia, that would have been a clear goal, and he made the crucial block. Of course, as an attacker, I think we had a corner and Leganes hit us on the break. He ran back, defended. He was the last defender to put that foot in. I think Inigo went to go the player that had the ball, and Rafa followed the wide player, got that tackle in to throw the attacker off balance, who attempted to hit the ball but missed it due to Rafinha's deflection. Huge moment for me. Those 3 players today, Rafa, Ini, and Tech, are the 3 reasons why we have 3 points leaving today. Both their 3 big moments would have put Leganes in the lead or tying the game, and I think that would have probably ended us as well, and they made the crucial action. I also think Rafinha looked really sharp in the second half. I think he was one of the few players that looked really good in the final third. Of course, good being the standard of today's game, which it was all poor, so he looked like at least okay. In the final third, he didn't give as many passes away and wasn't overhitting as many passes as everyone else was. But again, that block before halftime was crucial, and of course, the cross in for the own goal as well kind of pushed me over the edge to give him that 7 out of 10. Last but not least, of course, RL9, Robert Lewandowski up front, average 6 out of 10. Don't even think he got into the game that much. Did he even have a chance in this game? I don't even think he had a chance. A lot of his game was maybe hold up play, helping out defending, especially on corner kicks. Of course, celebrated the goal for the own goal since he was the closest player there, but of course, wasn't his goal, so we can't give him, brownie points. But he got helped, of course, at the hour mark. I don't think he really got involved whatsoever. It's just kind of made like a final man there to just, help attract players and, make movements. So it's what it is with him. Average 6 out of 10 from me. Any of the substitutions, of course, the subs were Gerard Martin, Frankie de Jong, Gavi, Varane, and Kubarsi. Don't even think Kubarsi touched the ball too much. Varane looked so bad. I mean, not bad like, terrible, footballer, but again, loose passes, overhitting passes, making dummies for Pedri that don't even, connect and gives the ball away. Very frustrating cameo from him. Gavi was, getting stuck in, making some good movements as well. Some nice progressive passes and controlling the tempo in the midfield. Like his performance. I think Frankie for 45 minutes was absolutely brilliant. Sensational performance from him, and we'll talk about him in the flick analysis. Gerard Martin came in, of course, got the tackle for the goal, but give away the pass to get the tackle. So I don't know, but I think he overall had a decent cameo as well. We're gonna see a lot of Gerard Martin next few weeks. Gerard Martin might start a Clasico, man. Oh my god. The memes are there, but hopefully, again, Gerard Martin's been pretty good in 2025. Hopefully, he can continue that form. I think, again, this game played all right. A few moments where he maybe, gave the ball away, but he retained the ball back, had some good, he made a lot of blocks in this game for crosses down the right-hand side. So, shout out to Gerard Martin and Frankie. I think they came on, both had very, 6 out of 10, 6.5, 7 out of 10-esque performances. Definitely Frankie, maybe Gerard Martin being a bit harsh. I probably let's give him the 7 out of 10 as well. Both very impactful subs in this game. So shout out to them. They had some great displays, and hopefully now they're probably both going to be starters going forward, and they have the same impact when they start games ahead. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Hansi Flick, who tonight for me gets an 8 out of 10. I mentioned, of course, during this video that Szczesny, Rafa, and Inigo were the main reason why we got 3 points. I think another huge factor of that was Hansi Flick's in-game management. I am stunned, shocked, and disbelief with that halftime sub, because that was my initial thought. I'm thinking, okay, if I want to have an impact on this game, Eric Garcia's progression is poor. Do you really want to, I think what you would like to do is, of course, think of Araujo, because we need more ball progression at center back, but do you really want to hook your captain at halftime? He's on 300k a week. He has, the games that he plays are, very small. Will Flick do it? My initial reaction was to make an impact in the second half. I would have taken off Araujo, shift Eric back to center back, and put Frankie in the midfield, and Flick has only gone and bloody done it. That substitution for me is what won us the game. Now, that substitution had, of course, had no impact on us getting the goal, but it had impact on us controlling tempo, looking more balanced, progressing the ball much better than we were in the first half. That for me was the game changer. So shout out Flick for that. Of course, got the win, 3 points, clean sheet. The starting lineup was, of course, completely fine with only 2 rotation. Of course, used all his 5 subs as well, which again, very rare for Flick, so you'd love to see that as well. And of course, that sub at halftime for me was monumentally crucial. So shout out the Mister today. I think he had a big impact on how Barcelona played and got the result in this game. So he gets an 8 out of 10 from me. So that's a match review for Leganes versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. First thing I want to know, of course, is your thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.